Why is it that he looked at it, that goal was looked at over and over? I was sitting in the stands, I was watching. Over and over. I could see in the TV there that they're going and looking at it. The decision is made. The referee then says, okay, no goal, let's play on. Doesn't go and look at the screen himself. Why? It's exactly 9 after the hour 6 on the mighty Metro FM. It's the hour that South Africa's been waiting for 3 days. This is it. As long as I can remember, people speak about the Rothmans Cup. Was it a goal? Was it not? Was it offside? Till today, we know that the assistant referee in that match was a man called Chandamani. Because why? It is one of those that football... Chandamani, that was his assistant's name.
Chowing the money.
Well, that's what
how ironic.
Fire Masilela calls him. But there's just times in football, matches in football, that football will never forget. Friday night, Sundowns versus Simba.
It's one of those.
That moment... Did it cross the line or did it not? Was it the right decision or not? Is one of those that will be spoken of for a very long time. That decision will go down as one of those where it'll separate football lovers worldwide. And I say worldwide because that moment has gone around the world and has had many comment on it. Well, today we give you our view, the official take with Victor Hlungwane, the principal, Mazola Molefe, and I, who was at the stadium sitting alongside the president of Young Africans. We'll give you blow by blow of that moment. But also, we'll take a look at the weekend as it was. Kaizer Chiefs. How many wins now in 9 matches? How many wins this season? In a match that I don't think should have ever been played this past weekend. What did a certain PSL coach have to say about that? He says, even I want them right now.
Yo.
Even I want them right now. The Formula One. I asked this of Tiger Woods a couple of years ago. I don't think it's the time yet, but I think that first season with Ferrari will be telling. Should Lewis Hamilton start considering hanging it all up? But I think it's too early now. That first season with Ferrari, I think at the end of that, it'll be telling. And then we'll go to one of the most anticipated games this weekend. It was Liverpool versus Man United. A penalty that never was, in my view anyway. That equalizing penalty was never a penalty. But how big a game was that for Arsenal? Do I still stand on my standpoint? Yes, I do. Arsenal? Will Arsenal?
City will take the league.
Simply because of the games remaining. Arsenal still have to play Tottenham, but I think so does everybody else. But they still have to play Chelsea and Man United too. They have the toughest route of the last remaining matches than Liverpool and City, I think. And I think that's going to be the stumbling blocks. And yes, Man United are a big stumbling block because look at what they do against the big teams. Look at what they do against Liverpool. Look at what they did against Chelsea. Look at how competitive those games were. And in that regard, yes, Man United is a hurdle to get over.
You consider Chelsea a hurdle too this season.
Chelsea. And then there's Steve Kompela and Orlando Pirates. Mabasa. How do you even begin to forget? It's a packed show, ladies and gentlemen, but mostly he's here. The man that everybody wants to hear from is in the building. He sits with us. Victor, the referee, Hlungwane, has had plenty of time to look at that moment. I'll give you my views too. They're not going to be enjoyed by everyone. I'll tell you that much. It's exactly 14 after the hour 6. Welcome to the Sports that Amplified with Andile on the mighty Metro FM. Thanks for touching the team. They'll do it again tomorrow between 3 and 6. Hey, we're going to cross to Ghana. Mickey, one of the biggest football correspondents on the continent. He was in South Africa for that match. He's had conversations with the whole Tanzanian team of young Africans. We're going to cross to him to find out, what is the Continental feel across the continent as far as that moment, Sundowns versus Young Africans. Sundowns, congratulations to Sundowns. They get through to the semi-finals. That is a fact. We're going to speak to him as well about the letter that Younger then sent afterwards. I have an issue with with how the letter is themed or how the letter is written, because the letter makes it sound, or it doesn't even make it sound, because it blatantly says so, doesn't it? It mentions match fixing. I think
administrative error in match fixing.
That's a serious allegation.
That's a serious allegation, and I don't think any South African team, and not just Sundowns, even if it were Pirates, Swallows, Golden Arrows.
But this happens in the CAF Champions League and Confed Cup all the time. Clubs use that word match fixing so loosely. I mean, I remember,
that's a big allegation.
In the past with Ali and Wade at Casablanca, whenever something happens and they don't like it. Yes, obviously, Yanga will believe they have reason to be aggrieved, but to match fixing, that's a serious allegation.
That's a letter that they sent out. It reads, this is the headline, contest against administrative error and match fixing in CAF Champions League quarterfinal. I think you're speaking a different realm altogether once you go match fixing.
Yeah.
Especially of an incident such as that. We'll get into that as well. But firstly, let's take a look at the weekend that was. Before we do, Mazola, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I mean, top of one of my stories is also that letter. Obviously, we also ran the story on sabcsport.com on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, in the build-up to that Pirates match. That's when we received this letter written by young Africans, alleging that there was an administrative error in match fixing and urging the CAF SG, Veron Musenga Omba, to look into this incident and for CAF to investigate. And then there's a whole lot more that's come from, reaction from Coach Rulani Mukwena about Sundowns progressing to the semi-finals of Champions League. Kevin Johnson, we're talking about him now, that other coaches in the Premier Soccer League would love nothing but to play Kaizer Chiefs at this point in time. And Shea Dramovic, let the listeners make their own judgment, but I think he's having a go at Kolam Lambu over the interview that he did with you on Sport Night Amplified 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I can't wait for that. The ref, there's one question we're going to answer today, and it's in and around people asking, because we saw in that match there was a contested red card. The ref ran to VAR to go verify that. Mm-hmm. But when it came to this goal or not goal that we speak of, Aiz Key, a bolster of a shot, he didn't go and check it out at VAR. So that is one of the questions you're going to be answering about, to say, why did he not go?
Okay.
Are you happy to answer that for us?
I'm happy to answer that.
Okay. What else do you have?
I also want to add the jewelry. In the
jewelry?
In the PSL, we saw some jewelry. We also saw a law that has been there and has not been implemented for many times, but it was implemented. So I was so happy when I saw the referee implementing the 6 seconds rule.
All right, well, we'll get to that. And there's Premier League football as well. Let's start straight with it. Man United, a thriller of a game against Liverpool that put Arsenal in pole position. Here's Peter Drury with the Mainu excellent goal.
Liverpool have a quarter of a football match to dig themselves out at Old Trafford.
What are we watching? This game is absolutely mad. Manchester United from nowhere. But it's a thing of absolute beauty from Kobbie Mainoo. He sets it out perfectly into that far corner. Sets it up with his left foot, strikes it with his right. And the crowd have gone absolutely wild.
Absolutely brilliant commentary for a brilliant goal. Speaking of brilliant commentary, here are the SABC voices with the weekend's goals.
City Municipality Stadium. Yavuza iKaizer Chiefs. Yavuza. Wababa. Wakhalu Zoleka. Wabomboloza Monte. Ingaku lesibini leChipa United. Bafika abafana beChipa. Hlaba kakuhle emnatheni. uyanqanqazela nangoku.
Young Africans, Sarbone, Ibrahim Hamad, Otaviona, first of Mamelodi. Yaya Gaudi Mamelodi, first Ibrahim Hamad, Mamelodi Sundowns, Iskula Papari, Karika Tataru, Town Yamikuku, Taperi, Young Africans, 3, Mamelodi Sundowns, Ronan Williams.
Ronan Williams, absolutely stunning in what he was doing in goals there. But let's go to some of the coaches' reactions there, starting with Kevin Johnson after the loss against Chippa United, saying that he thinks his players have done well.
We lost the game, so we're not happy, but at the same time, I cannot say I'm not happy with my players' performance. I thought they really put up a good performance. I thought the one thing that I'm not pleased with is that we gave away 2 silly goals. But in saying that, we have to look back and we take a lot of cognizance of the fact that we lost one of our players in the week and the players were ready to play, and for that, I say today, they've done very well from where they've been the whole week to come and play a game of football like today. I think it was very good.
I don't think they should have been on that pitch. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs' players should have been on that pitch. Not on that day, not with the emotional roller coaster of what they must have been through, the mental strain and stress that they must have gone through, seeing the headlines, hearing, having to pray, having to think about a person who was at a time, one of them no longer being there. I don't think that Kaizer Chiefs players needed to be on that pitch. But everybody's seeing that Kaizer Chiefs at the moment are where you get 3 points. Even of Vusmuza Vilagazi, the coach out of Richards Bay, had this to say. Right, Malcolm, trying to find that one there. I really want to play it though, Malcolm. Have you found it? Vusmuza Vilagazi, coach at Richards Bay, speaking about Kaizer Chiefs.
I would have loved to play them this week, this coming weekend, but unfortunately we can't because obviously Lala Cup. But I think abantu mangabe balele ngaleso sikhathi ngathi mabathola ngaleso sikhathi yabo, so mangabe bavuka bathola isikhathi there's a chance for bapapa. But we would have loved what into ebalekile manje will be our preparation, but it has to be spot on, at least to get one friendly as we are very competitive to replace Uguti as this weekend. So that's what we're gonna do.
How did the Chiefs question come up? When is do they still have to play Chiefs this season?
Who?
Richards Bay.
Yeah, in the league.
When are they playing?
They were supposed to play them this weekend,
okay.
But now because there's a cup this weekend, it then goes and rolls over. So he says we would have loved to play them right now because Balele before Bevoga. But it's funny, haha. I'm a Man United fan. I say this all the time. I know what you're going through. A place that was once a fortress is now seen by everybody as a place to get 3 points. It's not a position and a place where Kaizer Chiefs want to see them, where players now are going to Old Trafford and they don't fear going to Old Trafford anymore. Yeah. When you hear the name Kaizer Chiefs, you don't feel like it's Mufasa. No, you're not scared anymore. You're saying, yes, can we play them right now? Even the crowds and multitudes of them that come to support Kaizer Chiefs don't scare you anymore. The word and the name Kaizer Chiefs, at the moment, if you listen to what Vilagaziz just said, the fear has been taken away from it, the pedigree, the history, the thing to say at any given time, these guys can be 3-0 down with 2 minutes to go, and even then you don't relax, is gone. Well, let's hear now from a coach who's doing a little bit differently. It's Jose Ribeiro speaking on the victory and the heavy score given to Steve Compella and his side at Golden Arrows.
It was a fast beginning of the game that we like, same as 3 days ago. Quite equal in the beginning of the game, with both teams showing the way that they wanted to create danger and opportunities today in different ways. I said already after the match, the score is heavy, but it's also due to Arrows being brave and trying to play football. And
Steve Compella took the defeat on and had something that amused a lot of people to say afterwards. Have a listen.
In all honesty, this may guide us or maybe become something that you say, okay, let's look at the numbers in terms of goals that we considered. It's heavy. Pirates had 19 shots, we had 10. Possession 56, we were 44. Passes, they made 497, we made 388. Accuracy of passes, they made 82%, we are on 80. Fouls, they committed 11, we are on 9. Yellows 3-1, reds nothing and all that. Corners we had 6, they had 3.
Okay. What did you understand from that?
Well, yeah, I was there, and the coach was basically just trying to say the margin may look like we had one of our worst performances, which, in my opinion, I think they did. But if he looks at the amount of chances that they had, they were almost. He was arguing that they were almost on equal footing had they converted their chances.
So forget the score. We actually weren't that far apart from this team.
That's kind of what he was saying.
What was the score?
7-1.
7-1. Okay. Let's go now to the game everybody, has been talking about all weekend. We're going to get to those matters because the referee is here. But firstly, let's hear from a coach that has been in South Africa before, knows Rulani quite well, in fact, from their time out at Platinum Stars, I think it was, if memory serves me correct. Actually, it was.
Yes.
Miguel Gamondi speaking about how he feels about his Tanzanian side and the loss.
If there are somebody here in this cell, he tell me it's no goal, I can argue, I can watch in the TV. If somebody can explain me why the referee don't go to check himself, but he want to check if Lomalisa deserve a yellow card or red card. It's suspicious, at least. If we want to defend the credibility of the African football, starting for that, my friend. Winning the game, no problem, but winning clear. I think today the people was in the bar, stole the pride of people of Tanzania. More than 30 million Wananchi, they felt there was robbery. If there are somebody I bet you, somebody of you say me, no coach, you're wrong. Was no goal. I hear, tell me. Somebody can argue, somebody can argument with me? I not accept any question because was no again, was a rob. Clear, yes or no?
All right, so he asks a question there, and this is the question to which he's basing his whole conversation on the coach. The coach says, why is it that the referee himself did not go and verify whether that was a goal or not? It is something that has been asked of us here as well, to say, Andile, why is it that the referee himself did not go there? Let me see who that question came from. Street Councillor is where it came from, right? He asked to say, hey, Baloy Richards as well, asked to say, hey, Andile, kindly get us some clarity, because isn't it weird that the referee was sprinting, like you say in Bolt, to check VAR when there was a possibility of a red card, right, against Yanga, but can't do the same for a possibility of a Yanga decisive goal? That's the question, right? Whether it was a goal or not, we'll get there. That's not where we are. But why is it that the referee on the day is not the one that went? The ref is here to answer that. But firstly, we need to cross to a reporter, journalist, one of the leading African journalists on the continent, Mickey Jr. Take a break. When we come back, we're speaking to Mickey. It's 30 after the hour 6. There was a podcast Friday, guys, that come in on every Friday. And, listen to the conversations we have and look at what transpired this weekend. But let's go to Mickey Jr., leading African journalist, a brother of ours and a friend of the room. He's one of the best journalists on the continent, really, when it comes to transfer expert, content creation, as well as just media expert with all things CAF, a writer, also a man that's covered the FIFA World Cup with over 200,000 followers on social media across the continent and the world. Mickey it's Mickey Jr. _ now joins us from Ghana. He was in South Africa for that quarterfinal clash. Mickey, welcome, brother.
Thank you so much. Always excited to be among your fans, and then I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Mickey, listen, the continent is speaking about one game and one game only. It was supposed to be a big Sundowns victory that was conclusive as far as the continent is concerned. Even the president of Yanga said this is the biggest team in Africa, but the outcome has been something completely different. How is the continent, before we even go to the match, how has the continent received what happened in Loftus on Friday?
Once again, thank you. I had the privilege to be in South Africa for the game. Before the game, leading up to the game, everybody was speaking about this game. We were all excited. I mean, people who love African football and even beyond, and yes, the game lived up to expectation just as we wanted it. All the vibe, the attention, everything, the spotlight was on that game in South Africa. I think, yes, the game has to go. I mean, this is how it should have gone, excitement all over. But, one controversial thing that, has to be the talking point. Everybody's speaking about it. I think that it's a decision that has to come from the officials, and then they stood up to it. they were in the control of the game at that moment. They felt that this is what has to be, and then that's the decision they took. But I think that it has been the talking point. Everybody has something to say about it. Many people, who have to share their ideas and thoughts on it. Everybody says that it's a goal. Others say it's not a goal. I looking at my position, I'm sure yours as well. Many times we want to, try not to be more emotional about things like this. We have to, look to the facts and be truthful to what we see and how best we can judge it. But I think it was a good game. The better team won. There were, everybody in the stands. It has to be Sundowns who has to qualify. And they did, being it the hard way, being it on penalties, being it more controversial. I think that the best team won.
But Ricky, and the reason I wanted you on more than anything is to get your understanding of the email then shared with all of us in the media sent to CAF by young Africans. I think it's very dangerous language that's been used in there, once you go match fixing.
Yes, I think it's inappropriate. I have to be very frank. I saw that mail. I was one of the first people who got it before it came out.
I know.
That is why I personally haven't made a post about it, because I think that, just like you're saying, the language used is not right. It's inappropriate because for a club to be able to be bold and make such a statement that there is a match fixing, because that's what their mail says. There is a match fixing. It means that they have enough evidence to prove that, and going forward, I already spoke to people at CAF and they confirmed that there is an investigation going on behind the scenes, which, in the next days ahead, they will surely establish those facts, and we have to be patient and wait for that. But I think, yes, I agree, the language is inappropriate, because looking at the game, I don't know about others, but for me, I don't really think that there was any match fixing, being alleged by the club officials. Looking at the game again, I think that, people are carrying emotions on this, and we need to be careful with that, because if you look at what happened, the incident, for example, the referee at first place did not award a goal. I think these are the things that people should be more critical about. If he awarded a goal and then the VAR cancels, that is where people can be more suspicious. But looking at the situation very well, he's an experienced referee. Dahain Beida. I was with him in Ivory Coast. We both left together from the airport. And even if you look at him, how he judged issues, he's more critical about it. And he has an even more experienced referee who was in the VAR room from Ghana, Daniel Lai. And so we need to be more judgmental about this, because if there was a goal being awarded at first place before it was cancelled, people have right to go with whatever they want to say about it. But I think that they were right on the day because they did not award a goal first. He had to wait and to communicate. And I had a privilege to receive the report from the VAR approved protocol for CAF, and they are in charge for reviewable match-changing decisions or incident. And they made it clear that in this case, the decision was reviewed by the VAR after the referee had not awarded a goal. And the team looked at all angles. They looked at all available video evidence, and they determined that the decision from the referee is right for not awarding a goal. And so I think that we really need to educate people more on this, so that they get it clear, and then people don't follow emotions to make judgmental calls that in the future can bring down the spirit of African football.
I think when we hear from CAF, which I've got a feeling that they're going to be sending something, because we searched around with CAF as well, and they weren't saying anything at the moment, but I've got a feeling in the next 2 days, if not by the end of tomorrow, we're going to receive something from CAF that speaks to what you've just said now. But last one, because I know how close you are to teams and players, particularly when it's got to do with transfer news. Aiz Key, a man that I've been following for a while now, because I thought he was one of the best young players in Africa, but he's improved so much now since I last saw him play in Tanzania a year ago. his contract ends soon. I think it's in June, July that his contract comes to an end. We saw conversations with him and Rulane that were stopped by the Tanzanian team to say, hey, why are you talking to our player? I mean, he was grabbed from him quite violently there. What do you know? Is there anything? Are there any thoughts on they can keep him? When I spoke to the president, you heard him. He said, if big teams come looking for Aiz, there's nothing they can do because, young Africans cannot begin to pay the amounts that an Alleges or Moroccan teams or even Sundowns can pay.
I mean, the situation is more critical now. I actually know exactly what is happening at the background. I think that he's looking at a pay rise. Let me be frank and be truthful. He's looking at a pay rise because he felt like his performances has been great. He's been amazing with everything that he has done since joining the club, helping them to win the league title. And they are even now on course to defend the title. In Africa, he's been superb. His partnership with Mayele, who left to Pyramid, has been great. One of the best to see in the continent. If he's not scoring, he's creating. And that is so amazing for such a wonderful player like him. And I think that, yes, the big clubs already started trying to, establish contacts and try to... Sundowns, of course, we were told yesterday that they're also monitoring the situation. It will be so amazing to see him there if they can be able to strike a deal. Ali as well. So now, Tao's situation is unclear and it makes it even more open for the club to also look at possible replacements, especially good players like Aiz. I think that he's one of the best players on the continent that we have. That game against Sundowns, he just did everything he could do, make sure that, taking the game to Sundowns. And for me, I wish, this game for many years to come should be replayed, over and over for people to see the quality that we have in Africa. He was just a couple of years ago in Ivory Coast playing for ASEC Mimosa, and just look at transformation. Just 2-3 years ago, he was in Ivory Coast, and now look at where he is now. I also understand that there are some Saudi clubs who are potentially also looking at him. But hey, I think that Aiz is a fantastic footballer. His contract situation is unclear. He told the club to hold on as his manager or his agent tried to explore possible other, the best situations for him. But I think that he's much open to playing, it's in the big leagues in Africa if they can strike a very, very important deal for such a quality player like him. I would not be surprised if Sundowns throw in all they can, possibly Kaizer Chiefs, money is there in South Africa, so why not?
Listen, Mickey, thank you so much for pulling through and giving us that update and giving us that exclusive as well. I know you're going through a hard time right now with the loss, of your grandmother and your family. We are with you in prayers and all the best, buddy. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, brother. This means a lot. Thank you for the opportunity once again.
Mickey, one of the leading journalists on the continent. Look him up. It's Mickey Jr. on X. I'm not going to take a break because I want to come straight to you now, Tatana. We've had this conversation over and over. Let's put it to bed now. The referee, why is it that if the coach is asking now? I don't know why the coach doesn't know the answer because, I certainly did. Why is it that he looked at it, that goal was looked at over and over? I was sitting in the stands. I was watching over and over. I could see in the TV there that they're going and looking at it. The decision is made. The referee then says, okay, no goal, let's play on. Doesn't go and look at the screen himself. Why?
Yeah, let's go straight to law so that we can answer with law. We go to law number 6, which is other match officials. That talks to, it's under law 5, which is the referee, where it includes how the VAR works. It says the assistant from the video assistant referee will relate to using replays of the incident. The referee will make the final decision, which may be based solely on the information from the VAR. So that's one. So he gets information from the VAR, or the referee review the replay footage directly.
That's
on
him
the field,
going to
the field.
Yep.
Now, for example, offside. Have you ever seen a referee going to look for offside there? No. They tell him that the player is offside, and then he makes that decision from there. He doesn't have to go there. Ball crossing the line or not, he has never went there to check as to whether the ball has crossed the line or not. So it is by this law that the referee is guided. When does he go? When there's a penalty. There's an infringement.
When there's a penalty appeal?
A penalty appeal.
Or given that he wants to double check.
Exactly.
Okay, that's one.
That's one.
The second one?
Straight red card. Now he has to see for himself that, hey, I missed this or not. So those are the areas where VAR intervenes. So VAR is told or VAR goes.
So the only time, and this is law,
yes,
the only time the referee can go and review, go and look for himself, the only time he can go and double check the double check, because that's what VAR is.
Yeah. Yes.
The only time he can go there, according to law, is only if there's an infringement red card potential.
Straight red card
potential.
Yes.
Or for
penalty,
a penalty
or no penalty.
Those are the only two times that the referee may leave the field to go and review VAR. That is the law. He cannot go and review whether the ball crossed the line or not.
He
cannot go and review whether it's offside or not.
They tell him.
That is up to VAR and VAR alone. The referee cannot.
Exactly. Because there's an assistant referee in the VAR room.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that assistant referee, it is his job. You know, the job of the assistant referee is to judge whether the ball has crossed the line or not, whether the player has to be penalized for being in an offside position. So he tells the referee because he has an advantage of review footage or video footage. So that's just easy to make.
So the referee is not allowed to. We can say that.
You will be wasting time because you will see the same thing that the guy will tell him. So now he is told as per an expert. Remember, the referee is not an expert on offside. The assistant referee is an expert. So now the expert will tell him offside, then he kills it there. We have all watched the AFCON.
Because they've had the benefit of watching it over and over.
Exactly. We all watch the AFCON. Where have you seen a referee going for offside? Where have you seen a referee going for ball in and out? Never.
Even the World Cup.
Even the World Cup.
Now, somebody else asked here. The allowance into the footage of conversation in the VAR box. We've seen it in other countries being released.
Yes.
Are we going to have access to such? What is the rule on access to that? Common access, I mean, to people like myself.
At the moment, no one is allowed to go to VAR. It's only for the referees. If you go there, you get a red card.
No. What I'm saying is the access to... Because remember, their conversations are recorded, correct?
Yes.
As they make that decision.
Yeah.
Can that recordings be made public?
Only on FIFA competition where they only announce.
Okay.
Goal disallowed, offside. They did
but the
that
conversation to get there is not shared.
No. But we do have, when we go to our training, they do play some of them for us to learn. But for the public, I haven't had it.
So whether that was a goal or not, or whether disallowed or not, you're going to tell us a little bit later on Soccer Zone. You're going to be showing us there. I want you, Vic, to take everything else as well, because I'm looking at the time now.
Yeah.
What else are you going to be talking about on Soccer Zone?
Yeah, Pirates Shallows. We saw Mpotsana coming in with the jewelry. In terms of law number 4, it says all items of jewelry, necklace, rings, bracelets, earrings, leather bands, rubber bands are forbidden and must be removed. Using tape to cover jewelry is not permitted. I don't understand why an experienced player like Potsdam could come in with a jewelry that was, protruding out where everyone can see. It was unacceptable for him to, because if the referee says take it out, it doesn't look good, but law is law.
There you go.
The last one, we talk of the goalkeeper cannot hold the ball for more than 6 seconds. Uveli man. I bamba 23 seconds. 23 seconds. Lelo Isaac. Wangenu Moses Keso. I'm betting high. I was so happy because many goalkeepers take time holding the ball. It's not allowed. 6 seconds. After 6 seconds, indirect free kick.
But
if
the
the
refs have been lenient too on
exactly.
6 seconds, yeah. So here it is. Offside and goal decisions are not open to interpretation. Offside and goal decisions are not open to interpretation, whereas penalty and red card infringements are at the referee's discretion. That is the best way to put it.
Hallelujah.
Thank you so much, Chad. We
Where's
appreciate
goal line
you.
technology?
So
Katana?
also, I mean, that we'll take that to Soccer Zone. We'll have that conversation there to say what is the difference between what VAR's capabilities are and goal line technology is. So we'll have that conversation a little bit later on, because I want to jump to you, Mazola, and we're going to pick and choose now as to what it is that you want to talk to us about. So go for it.
Yeah, no, let's leave that Yanga complaint, because I think it's been exhausted on the show already. And I want to jump to this one before we run out of time. Ramovic, in my opinion, he's responding to an interview done by Kola Mlambo on this show right here. I think it was a Thursday, some 2-3 weeks ago. Because he was asked a question, how are you getting it right? Because now TX Galaxy have jumped into, possibly, they can even fight for a CAF Confederation Cup spot if with the 9 games or so that are remaining. And he was asked, what is the secret to TX Galaxy's form this season? This is what he had to say.
We had a couple of them that maybe some of them start now in the media to complain, but that's the truth. We don't have the time, and I don't have the time because we don't speak the same language. With lazy people, I'm not related about it.
Play that other one, Malcolm, just to have context. There's another one.
The drive is that my team, they got this kind of winning mentality now in the group. We got a lot of players in our group that has this great attitude, character, that wants to improve, that wants to win, and we sorted out lazy players. That's the truth.
That's the truth. We sorted out lazy players, and some of them have already started talking. To my knowledge, the only player who's made comments about TX Galaxy in the last month is Kolam Lambo. So I don't know.
But at the same time, I think the coach is definitely due some sort of response, and whatever that response is up to the coach's discretion. So not too mad at that, yeah?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Guys, I want to hand it over to you now at 48, a little bit earlier than usual, because I know there's a lot to cover. We'll go straight into your WhatsApps and then take your calls as well.
Ma-Ando team, good evening. I hope ni right lapho studio. Sijabulile singamabhakabhaka ngeperformance anga weekend. Sijabule kakhulu. And ngihappy ngoKehleni Makhawula benothabiso lebitho. Njalo if they given a chance bayibamba ngezandla zombili. Angiyiqhenya ngalamajita. And hey, izangiphoxa-ke zami Liverpool zahluleke kuwena. Kodwa akusenani. Siyabonga.
The 3 wise men. How you doing? I know. The weekend that was. You're touching on Arsenal so early. Look at how Arsenal is winning. We're not conceding goals. Look at that. The foundation of any team is the defense. We have a solid defense. And we're going to take one game at a time. We're going to take it one game at a time. When we're going to beat, you see all these 7 games, we're going to win all of them.
Chelsea, Spurs, Bournemouth, Man United, Everton for last game. It's a tough route for Arsenal, man.
Good evening, Andile. Good evening, Andile.
Hey.
This is Ncube speaking.
Hola, hola.
Andile, Kaizer Chiefs management yakhona hayi abayazi into abayenzayo. Ihliziyo yami sasebuhlungu ngoNukovic. Sasebuhlungu njengamanje ngoNukovic. Ongabona pho wena umuntu oxotsha i-top goal scorer yakhe. Ethi kasamfuni.
I even think
engenayo plan B. Bekwenzani uNukovic? Bekwenzani? Hayi laba bazi into abenza. Even uBM emnyama yena lwana umfana we performance ngcono kunabo laba aba-strikers zabo lezi. Waye top goal scorer yabo futhi bamchitha. Hayi they don't know soccer. Baba uyazi ibhola bona balazi abafana ibhola lapha. They must step down. They must step down.
How do you step down from your team?
Family business, Baba.
Good evening, my brother.
Hey.
Manchester United versus Liverpool. You know, that game was very tough. Rain of goals. Rain of goals. Like it was raining this weekend. The strikers of Man United, the way they scored those goals, you could see that these guys have got a striker coach like our own Benny McCarthy. Congratulations to Manchester United, because even them, they are just like Chiefs, man.
Thank you, Moses. Play one more.
Ma, can I be short and brief? If you count the letters, A making A1, B making it 2 alphabets, go to the alphabet number 7, which is G.
Yeah.
And find the words that come from that good, great. God loves Pirates. About others, they had an early eclipse, darkness. Yeah, no, thank you, Ma.
Yeah?
Hi, I quickly see Untabut.
I know, I missed that one. 7. Yeah, I know.
7-1. God loves Pirates.
No, I
Kopani.
I know. I can show. Always Amevia, boy. Always Amevia. Kolisa is out in Johannesburg. Wants to speak about Chiefs. Kolisa.
My brother, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm always good. Talk to me.
Hey, bro, Andile, I don't know what's going on at Chiefs. I really don't know. And I honestly don't think it's only the coach. The first goal against Ichipa was scored from a throw-in. Ivanga goes up to head the ball. Our both two centre-backs, which is Unjabulo Ngabono given Msimango, went to contest for the same ball. And then the ball went into the net. Between those two, I honestly think one should have maybe picked up the far post in case Uvuma misses the ball so that he can clear it out, because it show-in doesn't have an offside. So some of the players, I once asked them, are they giving their all? And I'm still asking the same question, because in Cape Town we played against Stellenbosch and a crowd showed up, but the results didn't match the attendance. In East London, the same applied. A crowd showed up, but our players didn't show up. We not only want to see Kaizer Chiefs winning games, but we want our players to fight for us.
Well, Lisa, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Let's go to Tato. Tato is out in Pretoria. Wants to speak about Liverpool, who robbed Man United this weekend.
Andile.
No se penalty, Tato.
Andile, first things first. I've been getting into my car at 6 o'clock every day. I can't recall you saying Arsenal or Arsenal this whole season. Today I heard it, and I'm like, what's going on? This guy's been dancing us because he knows that Liverpool is there, and I know you're a United fan, my brother.
Strong.
But anyway, yeah, man, it was a tough one. Who won it, fella? Let's just tell the truth. Arsenal are gonna walk over that United team. We just lost the game in the first half. It should have been 3-4-0. Anyway, it is what it is. And just a quick one on that whole Sundowns situation. I don't want to bring it up. Yes, you know, I mean, remember the ding-dong goal between Germany and England?
England, yeah.
In Rustenburg, yeah?
No, 100%.
And
Gerrard, was it?
Yeah, but yeah. And as I recall, after that game, that was when goal-line technology was introduced.
See, at least you understand that. No, it is. It definitely is. At least you understand that. Yeah?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, as an African tournament, we're the ones that got them to bring up this thing. We should have ran with it a long time ago. But anyway, that's my opinion. I hope they get to truly put this whole goal line technology behind the whole African thing. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go to Musa. Musa is out in the Eastern Cape. Musa, did you go to the game?
Yeah, sure. Promozola.
Uile came in.
No,
okay, talk to me about Chiefs.
Yeah, ndikalibuza uPromozolo ukuthi ucabanga ukuthi imanagement akacabanga ukuthi imanagement idelay the technical team because it's failing us. Bayeka udoctor oyazi and iChiefs. Now angibona ukuthi uKelvin Jackson competent.
So you think Dr. Khumalo should take over as the Chiefs coach?
The remaining games or just...
No, sir, but I mean part and parcel of the technical team. Because he played for Chiefs for quite some time.
He's also coached the Chiefs. He's coached it alongside with Aiz Key. He coached it as an assistant to Stuart Baxter as well.
And Steve.
All right, guys, we need to go for high pedigree, guys, next season. Because they are, yeah.
All right, Musa. Fun. Thank you so much. Sinong is out in Rustenburg. Wants to speak Premier League. Yeah, there was a lot happening. What are you saying, Sinong?
Chelsea.
For the first time hearing you that Arsenal is in pole position.
Hey, Vanda.
It's for the first time.
No, they are. I just think when Sinong, and this is me, I look at the games remaining for both Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. I just think that Arsenal have it harder. They've got Aston Villa, they've got Wolves, they've got Chelsea, they've got Spurs away, they've got Man United away. And I just think that's a more difficult route to go than what City and Liverpool have.
Yeah, and thank you and Manchester United in particular for the draw yesterday. And me and you have a date at the end of the season. You have to call me when Arsenal wins the league.
Yep.
Please call me and stop saying Arsenal will continue to be Arsenal or whatever you are saying like that. But at the end of the season, Andile, please call me back.
Sunong, I appreciate you. Godfrey is out in PTA, wants to speak about the goal that we'll speak about, or the non-goal, or the decision that was made or not made for a long time. Godfrey.
Andile,
yes, sir. Talk to me.
Greetings to the guys in the studio. Andile, I have a New Year's resolution. I know it's still April. Barbara, please speak to your bosses. They must just give you another 15 minutes. This is my New Year's resolution for 2025 already. We need another 15 minutes for us to call and bring our views about football, because I think there's a lot of expertise that most people don't get chance to come in. But let's just get into the business of the day. Andile, I think there's one caller that actually brought the issue that I wanted to bring, the Germany and the South Korean team. I think it was World Cup or...
It was with England.
Where VAR, the VAR were involved afterwards. The referee was not involved. So people must learn. I think that it happened like this because it's Sundowns. I think it happened like this because it's Sundowns. So, but I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Mamelodi Sundowns. I wouldn't say that was a goal or not goal. But if the VAR, people who have these screens in front of them, doing the reviews and all that, and they find it no goal, I mean, who are we to say it's a goal?
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man.
I think people like Tatana Golani, later on, they will dissect us and keep South Africans.
Please watch it on Soccer Zone. We're going to do it.
And last on, not late,
very quickly.
I want to comment Stevie Barker and Coach
Stellenbosch. Wow.
And this coach for Skukune.
Siema.
Yes. I mean, they're doing a splendid job. Let's give the credit where it's due.
We did. He was here 2 weeks ago. We spoke to him and we gave him his flowers. And I agree with you. And I mean, Stevie Barker on the show here as well. So yeah, I agree with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've got to get out of here. That 15 minutes cannot be, because in that 15 minutes you speak of, Faith is here. Trevor says, Andile, please provide what Mr. Hlungwane had elaborated with regard to referee only being allowed to check a straight red foul and a penalty, and not being allowed to check goal, having crossed the line or not, in an official statement. I want to use it tomorrow at work.
Can use the video clip on Soccer Zone.
We'll send it to you. We'll do a clip and we'll send it to you. My view on it, just so you know where I officially stand, there's not enough evidence to prove that is a goal. That's me. I don't know whether it was in or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. And there's no enough evidence. That goal thing that you guys keep showing and posing it when the ball is mid-air doesn't count. It is not conclusive. We take the conversation to Soccer Zone now, where we will paint a picture of everything that we've just spoken about here. I really appreciate you listening in. Every single day, every single weekend, where I meet you in the streets, where I meet you in restaurants and cafes, and you speak about your relationship with the show, we appreciate it. And that's the reason why every day we do a little bit more. My name is Andile Ncube. Ola para. Pela. And so...